All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have another big Friday, and I'm going to do a little voiceover this time. Haven't done one of these. If you guys like them, please comment below. I'll keep doing them. Dylan, Adam, myself, a lot of the guys were really beat up this week. We've been going really hard. If you guys haven't seen the last big Fridays, we've been going really, really hard. So I walked in the gym. I expected to just be like, all right, let's just dial in some technique. And Dylan was fired up to just train really hard regardless of how we felt. We were truly utilizing the Bulgarian mindset. Warming up, I felt all right. But I think the main issue for myself is that I don't do enough snatch volume throughout the week, and it shows. I'm definitely strong. I'm getting very strong again. But I need to, if I want to snatch better, I need to snatch more. That would make sense, right? So, yeah, looking fine already, but it's only 90 kilos. Dylan, we were all beat up so bad, and you'll see that the whole theme of this video is kind of talking to ourselves and like mentally getting ourselves back in the game so we can come back and hit a lift. There's also some other tricks, and there you can see I walk forward. Things are already starting to not feel that great. You can see I'm shaking my head. Yeah, so I'm actually going to look, we're going to look at Dylan's bottom position here. And I want you guys to take note of differences in squatting technique. So you can see this is still a very light weight for Dylan, but one thing is really important. His head is through and his chin is down. He's not really looking up with his chin. He's not tilting up. But you can see he's got a lot of dorsiflexion, and, he's very good at slowing the bar down when he catches. Now, this can be a problem for a lot of you guys out there. Basically, you can utilize the knees going forward, and then you will not be able to, get the hip crease below the knee. And that's a very important thing. Once the weight gets heavy, something has to give. And then we'll press play here, and we'll go to Adam's snatch, and you'll see Adam's position here at the bottom. His hip crease is noticeably below the knee. He has less dorsiflexion in general than Dylan, but you'll see Dylan starts getting pushed down a little bit deeper, and something's got to give, guys. So if you guys see this imbalance in your squat, if you see your knees going too far forward and you're not using enough hip, or you're using too much hip and you're slipping out the back, you have to figure out what works for you. Dylan's been lifting for nearly a decade now, and he knows how to make these adjustments, and he'll be just fine. This is just a stylistic difference, but for a lot of people out there, stylistic differences are not things to be considered. You need to continuously be adjusting to find out what you personally need to work on. This is something that Adam, was not doing for a long time. His hip crease is noticeably below his knee crease. And when you get into this balanced squat position in the bottom, you can really start stacking kilos on the top. Gets to me at 110. I don't think this was a bad lift. Yeah, not so bad. Now we go up to 120. I think Dylan gets a little bit lower here. Let's pause at the bottom. Yeah. So you guys can see he's good at slowing the bar down when it's light, and then and kind of having the knees go forward. But if we pause at the bottom, his hip crease is now below his knees, and it'll continue to get lower and lower. He's got a very good balanced squat position. The guy can squat a house. So yeah, we're gonna keep moving. Adam again with a very solid squat, hip crease below the knee. And then this is where I just look pathetic. I don't look like an athlete. And this is like, 120 I've hit a million times. I was not happy about that. So Dylan now is starting to really get pushed below. You can see now his hip crease is noticeably below the knee, and that's a good thing, right? Like, this is now going to allow him to stack more and more kilos. But you'll see, the fatigue from the week has set in. Adam continues to look solid here. Good, solid bottom position. Easy. So, Dylan with 135 here. And after that lift, I, kind of knew that was it for him. He was going to keep going, but I just felt like, man, you're kind of getting buried here. I don't know how, if 40 is going to happen. So now we go on to Adam. Solid. Same thing the entire time. So here's a trick, guys. And this is what I did after I missed that 120. Like I'd said before, I'm not fit enough to just warm up with singles and just keep max and just hit maximum. For me, I need to really warm up, take a lot of time to warm up. And warming up in weightlifting and in powerlifting is just doing volume as you build to a heavy set. When you're in shape, and I think Dylan and Adam are in better shape for the snatch than myself, when you're in shape like that, you don't have to do so much volume. In fact, it's not smart to, because you really want to take heavier attempts. You want to take more heavier attempts. You don't want to waste time. You don't want to waste effort building up. So you can see here, I switched bars. I started working with these guys over here, Adam Fetter and Steven. But I do a set of 3 at 90. And when I was warming up initially, I did a single at 90. I did singles the entire time. Look at Adam's technique right here. This is other Adam. It's just beautiful. Bop, bop. He didn't hit that 140, and he called it quits after that. He just knew that today wasn't his day. Adam misses his 140 attempt. And then here we go again. This time I'm doing a triple at 100. I basically remembered the old CrossFit days where I used to do just sling 100 kilos around, and I was like, stop being a bitch, came back and started hitting stuff. I had a little bit of anger going into this. And this is Steven. He actually walked this one out, which was not ideal. 110, solid first rep. I kind of tried to do a second one, and I slipped out the back. That was stupid. Adam F with just unbelievable technique. Same thing with Steven. So look, I'm going to pause it here, guys. If we look around the room, we got Adam on the way left. You guys have seen his technique. It's fantastic. We got Steven. His technique's great. Adam's technique is great. We have Blaine on the right here in the middle. He snatches over 150 kilos. And we got Dylan snatching over 150 kilos. This is the room that I'm working with. It's incredibly motivating, not just to like lift heavy, but to look good while you're doing it and to have good technique. Everyone tries to be sharp. Adam comes back and hits 40. It was huge. Yeah, we were stoked. So there's 120. I had to walk it out. Not ideal. But I'm going to pause it right there, guys. You see how I did that? That's called doing a wave. So wave training is incredibly important if you're trying to get a lot of volume in for heavier sets. The most famous waves that you will find on YouTube are ilyin, and he does like snatch waves off the block, and he'll go up to something heavy, and if he misses it, he'll go back down, he'll come back up, he'll try hitting it again. But the idea behind waves is that you're creating wins, victories, leading up to that weight that you missed before. It's very difficult. Some people have the mindset to do it, and you should be able to do it when you need to, but it does alleviate a little bit of the stress when you can take weight off the bar, build back up, and do what's called a wave. Now, you can structure these. You can program waves in there. I have programmed them before. You can check out my Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Zach Tellender. You'll find a bunch of programs there. And waves are an incredible tool for training. Adam here just looks incredible. I love how fast he is. Definitely the fastest lifter in the gym. Steven's just straight up and down. Fantastic elbows. And then I was able to hit 125. Look at that. I got it. So, came out with a victory, except here's 130. Slipped out the back. Not an athlete. Gross. I was, disgusted with that attempt. I just need more fitness in the snatch. So we went on to jerks, and I did jerks from the front rack, and I also switched to flat shoes, which you guys can see just because my knee was bothering me. I thought that maybe if I was less able to track my knee over my toe that it wouldn't hurt so bad. And Dylan and Adam are both doing behind the neck jerks. So we're going to play this a few times, but behind the neck jerks are a great tool to use if you are, new to weightlifting or really at any process of weightlifting. And the reason they're a great tool is that you can get a lot of volume with the bar in the overhead locked out position without having to worry about getting your head out of the way or the bar being in the wrong spot. When you unrack the bar is in the exact spot you need it to be. So you just dip, drive, and you lock the elbows out. This is an incredibly important thing because now we're just getting that load in that locked out position. It's literally, if we watch this, it's just straight overhead, straight to locked out. So I would highly suggest doing this, just building up to a big weight. You can see I end up missing this weight here at 160. I was not happy with that. And I walked off screen and called myself a pussy a few times. And this is, this is part of it, guys. What are you going to do when you miss a weight? Are you going to pack it in? Are you going to try again? Are you going to psych yourself up? Are you going to find it within you to make it? And these are weights that I've hit. I've hit 160, last week I hit it for a double. It just wasn't happening on that attempt. So I was like, you got to come back and make it. Dylan with 160 from the back looks fantastic. He's really good from the back, but you can see he's already wincing. Just not a solid day, but we fought through it. Adam with 170, very solid. And then here's where Dylan misses. Just not his day. So he went off screen, called himself a pussy, comes back and makes it. Myself ended up hitting it, shaky left elbow there, but we'll take it. I don't really care. So then I think Dylan comes back, smokes 170. Just got in his head and said, let's go. Like, this is why you're here. I tried 170. I actually had good footwork. I was fast, but wasn't even close. Now I was mad. Adam with 180 here, and pretty close, actually. Just doesn't do enough of these. Now, Dylan misses this, and then again he goes off screen, psychs himself up, and does it again. So here we go, guys. This is we're back to the 600-pound deadlift. This is actually 260 kilos. I'm not sure what that is in pounds. But I'm actually going to pause it right when I set my back right here. And there's something I've been doing. I've been trying to get more of a neutral spine in the deadlift, which basically I was kind of like purposefully rounding my back. I've talked about it in a video. I think it's just like rounding your back is okay. And it just wasn't really working for me. I was getting pretty heavy lifts, but something I did, I was like, you know what if we just arched our back the other way as hard as we could? Now, this is something that I wouldn't suggest for people to do. You have to feel out what you need. But if you think about it, if I'm arching back as hard as I can, when I pull on this bar, it actually kind of pulls me into a neutral position. And if you're in the perspective of Adam and Dylan in here while I'm set up, they said my back was completely straight. It was definitely neutral. And so what I was doing was I was flexing my erectors, all the muscles in my spine as hard as I could before I pulled, and it actually ended up working really well. So I kept building up. I hit this 260. It was fast. As soon as I pulled it, I know everyone in the room knew what the next move was. Everyone did. And that was to get 273 kilos on the bar. 600 pounds. It's like 601.9 pounds. I just did not want to play with it. I didn't want to do 599 point something. So I was happy about this. And guys, I am building to a 300 kilo deadlift, which is 660 pounds. And I want you to watch this journey as I go. I appreciate every one of you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.